Thank you so much, my brother, for offering me this opportunity to address Ugandans on this very, very important day, a day that we shall always celebrate. My colleague, the Minister of Works and Transport, the Honourable Yamukama, the High Commissioner for God, Ismail. Yes, we shall start learning those terminologies. This is the time. Our sister, Elsie, and all the sisters, Uganda Airlines and the CAA, Chambers of Commerce, Tourism Board, and everybody, every sister who is here. The country is led by sisters to the greater cake of Nigeria. We are so happy that today we are going to fly the crane to Nigeria, to Lagos. These are cities that Ugandans have been admiring. The city of Lagos has been a city that Ugandans have been admiring to go. Now, that narrative has ended today. Today we are going to start the flight, and it will go 3 times as been promised by the ED of Uganda Airlines. It's a milestone for Ugandans. I'm addressing the country because the country has always had a lot of businesses that they normally see in opportunities to trade with Nigeria. And I want to assure you that the flights that you've set for Nigeria will even be less, because Ugandans are ready to fly. And Nigerians, I'm told, they are also ready, waiting for us to reach, and then they return back. Uganda has been a little low in terms of trade with Nigeria because of very many things, others into our history. We don't want to go into the details, but of course, the major exports for Nigeria, we are targeting large countries like India, where they trade around the 7.7 million USDs and plus. Spain, they were looking at France, looking at Netherlands. There was hardly thoughts of Ugandans, Africans, trading with each other. Now, the narrative is changing. We were looking at markets, for example, as Uganda within East Africa, and then jumping to the European Union, then to AGOA, then to other countries. But now the markets that we are targeting is first of all to look at us ourselves in the African Continental Free Trade Area, to exhaust what we have. Buy Africa, build Africa. Very, very important. Because if we don't consume what we produce, and we are looking at only outside Western countries to consume what we produce, we may miss the point. Uganda and Africa, we were all a source of raw materials for other countries, for other continents. And the continents were moving. If you look at how India moved within the shortest time, they are very far. What happened? It changed from trading within themselves, producing and consuming what they trade, but adding value on what they produce and then export. Now they have changed even to investing in other countries, including Uganda, in Africa. So what we are going to change is only trading raw materials to outside countries. Let's exhaust our opportunities as Africa and see what we can add on value together, what we can trade together, what we can unite forces and negotiate standards together so that we fit within the international market. So we are looking at Africa as a whole. We are no longer thinking Uganda alone. We are no longer now thinking East Africa, because we had that was also another problem, that we would look at East Africa, you've not bought our things, you've not done what. But remember, we are within the same agricultural zone. We are producing almost the same products. And when it becomes a bumper harvest for one country, then it will not take your product. So the markets are there, but we was just concentrating on a smaller area. Now the brains have opened. Let's trade Africa. Let's move Africa. Let's invest in Africa, because Africa is ours. When we face tragedies, we face them together as Africa. When we are fighting our poverty, we fight together. So our sound should now change from Uganda to Africa. Very, very important. So we are going to Nigeria, look at the opportunities, look at those beautiful ladies and gentlemen in Nigeria. We've always admired their styles. You can see the style that I've put on now. I'm no longer the Harriet that you know. I'm a new Nigerian Harriet. Transformed. So the same with my sister Elsie. And see she's putting on Uganda. This is the spirit that we are building. We want to thank all our ambassadors who are putting effort. Ambassador Katurebe and the team, you've really toured Africa, sourcing for markets. We want to appreciate your effort, plus your teams from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are really so grateful as Ministry of Trade. Now the enabler, Ministry of Works. We are really very grateful. On top of working on the roads within the East African community, to the Congo market, of recent where we were, sourcing for markets, looking for what we can trade with Congo, and opening opportunities, seeing how Uganda Airlines can move from Kinshasa to Goma to Lubumbashi as promised. The market is immense. But now you've added on Nigeria. You've added on Mumbai. I've been reading the board. I don't know what you call it here, in those terminologies of CAA. The flights for Uganda to outside countries have increased. And this is a very big milestone, both CAA and Uganda Airlines. We shall continue to thank you, and we shall continue clapping for you. Very huge claps, because you've made Uganda proud, not only within Africa, but even outside Africa. Now with tourism, the country now is going to reap high, because the best destination to go is the Pearl of Africa. Yesterday, but one, I was in Istanbul, and they gave, out of the 54 countries to speak, they gave Uganda. Oh my God, I said, this is the best opportunity. I sang Uganda and I sang tourism of Uganda. Only and only Uganda's trade, Uganda's investment, and Uganda's tourism. Because these are the three components that form the economy of Uganda. I want to tell you, for Uganda to realize its fifth point program on the programs of the government that brought NRM to power, building a sustainable and self-sustaining national economy, we must consolidate the three: tourism, trade, and investment. And once we do that, agriculture will come into trade, the rest will come into trade, the enablers will come in to do whatever they will do, but the components that build the economy will remain the three. So, without wasting further time, I'm excited to be on this plane, the first of its kind. Who am I among the ladies of Uganda? Among the 45 million Ugandans who are, others are still now admiring. Me, I'm already on the plane, flying to Lagos. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank everybody who has really made this effort. And without wasting any further time, I would call upon directly the Minister of Works and Transport to come and do the flagging off, because this is what we are waiting for God and my country.